Hello again, welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time here, hello, I am Grace Annabelle, the chef behind this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for clicking to watch this video. You are most definitely welcome. In today's video, I'm taking you to the streets of Ghana. There you will find this rough cake. This is also known as rock cake or rock buns or rough buns. Yes, it's just the same thing but has so many names. Okay, so you will see hawkers, fan eyes or fan yoga hawkers having this on the back of their bicycle. Okay, so this really pairs well with fan eyes or fan yoga. If you're a Ghanaian, you know what I am talking about. So yesterday I was craving for some fan eyes with this rough cake, but I couldn't get anywhere to buy one here in the UK. And I was like, why don't I satisfy part of my cravings by making some of this rough cake? At least I can make that. If I can get fun ice or fun yogurt, I can make them a rough cake. So why don't I satisfy my cravings? Then I prepared or I made myself some rough or rock buns, and it came out so good. It was so delicious. So today I'm sharing the recipe with you. But before we start, please do not skip through the videos. Watch the video to the end. You know my videos always come with some tips and tricks. Let's begin. All right, so I have here 4 cups of self-raising flour. You can use plain flour, but you will need baking powder, okay? Yes, baking powder. 1 cup of sugar. I am using castor sugar. 200 grams of butter or margarine. I have 2 eggs here. I'll be using 1, and then the other one will be for egg washing. 1 teaspoon of grated nutmeg. 1 teaspoon of pineapple food flavoring. You can use vanilla extract. Half cup of evaporated milk. You can use whole milk. A pinch of salt. Half cup of water. And I have here my muffin trays. Okay, so if you don't have a muffin tray, just line your baking tray with some parchment paper and then scoop the butter onto it. That's it. All right, and I also have my silicone brush that I'll be using in greasing the muffin tray. So before we start, I'll turn on my oven and then preheat it at 180 degrees. Okay, so yeah, look at that. Okay, so 180 degrees. And then next is to grease my muffin tray with some butter. This is to help remove the rough cake or rough buns when they're ready easily, okay? We don't want our butter to stick into our muffin tray. Okay, so after greasing that, I'll put that away and then let's start mixing our wet and dry ingredients. Okay, so into the flour, I've added in my salt. Next is my grated nutmeg, followed by the sugar, and then I'll give this a very good stir or mix. I'll put that away, and then next into a separate cup or bowl, I have in there my water. Next, I'll add in my milk, evaporated milk. As I said earlier, you can also use fresh milk, okay? But you are not going to get the same taste because the evaporated milk is more creamier and sweet than the whole milk. All right, so if you want it very creamy, you have to use evaporated milk. In Ghana, we say rich, open richer. Okay, so now I've added in my egg. I'll add in 1 teaspoon of the pineapple food flavoring. You can use vanilla extract or almond extract, okay? I'll then give this a very good whisk. All right, so now I'll add my butter into the dry ingredients and rub it in gently. Do not knead it. Do not knead it. Do not apply force to this, okay? Because we don't want any gluten to form in this. Should gluten form in the butter, it will be stretchy. That way, you are not going to get the texture, okay, the rough or the rocky texture that we need. All right, so do this gently. Just rub it in or fold it in gently, just like I am demonstrating or doing in the video. Okay, perfect. So this is the texture that we are going for, breadcrumbs texture, okay? That's it. So now I'll make a well in the middle and then pour in my wet ingredient. I'll pour part of it in there and then fold it in gently. Okay, so at this point, I'll add in the remaining mixture and then combine those or fold it in nicely and gently. Okay, now that the dry and the wet ingredient is well incorporated, we will now scoop the butter into a muffin tray. You can also use your ice cream scoop in doing this, okay? Okay, so I've washed my hand nicely, and at this point, I'm just scooping it in there. Just scoop as much as you like. The size totally depends on you. But if you want to get that Ghana rough band look, you have to fill it like this, okay? It should be full like this. So when it is baking, it will swell or proof and it will come up and form something like an umbrella or mushroom. Yeah, mushroom. Yeah, it will form something like a mushroom or like cloves, like if you know cloves, pepper, the way the top looks like. Yeah, it will form something like that. So when it's ready, I'll show you. Remember, you used soft raisin flour, and so this is going to swell, it's going to rise. Okay, after filling my muffin tray, I will then egg wash this. So I'll be using the yolk of the egg. So it's 1 egg. Remember, the eggs were 2 in the list of ingredients, and I told you we'll be using 1. So this is the other one. I cracked open it and then separated the yolk from the white. So I'm using just the yolk. Okay, so I'm egg washing it, and after that, we'll bake this in the oven. And guys, remember to preheat your oven before you start baking. Okay, so now that I'm done egg washing it, I will then pop those into my oven, and I will allow those to bake at 150 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes depending on your oven. Okay, so 150. All right, so I preheated it at 180, and when I popped it in, I reduced it to 150. So in 40 minutes, this is how our rough buns is looking. And to me, I think the reason why this is called rough buns is because of the rough look that it has. Look at the crack and how rough it looks on the top. Okay, so to check if your rough buns or rock cake is ready, just pop in a toothpick or a skewer, and when it comes out clean, that means it is ready. Okay, so now let's remove our rock buns or rock cake or rough cake from our muffin tray onto a cooling rack. Do not leave this to sit for a long time, okay? Should you do so, the residual heat in the muffin tray will get this wet, okay? And it will get wet at the bottom. So just remove it as soon as you can. All right? So now look here. Here you are. Look at how beautiful this is looking. This is not just beautiful, it is so delicious, milky, yummylicious goodness. And now let's break into one and see how it looks in the inside. So look at that. Just look at that. Oh my God, it smells so good in my kitchen. The aroma, the air in my kitchen is just divine. Look at that. Okay, so guys, today's tip is on how to measure flour. Not only flour, sugar, butter, margarine, anything when baking, okay? So this is how to measure your flour, your dry ingredient. Use a spoon or flour scoop, anything, and then scoop the flour into your measuring cup. Do not dip the measuring cup into your flour container, okay? And then level it like this. I used my cutlery, my the knife in my cutlery. That was what I used in leveling the flour, okay? Now, do not do this. This is wrong. This is wrong, okay? Right, so the next thing that you don't want to do when measuring your flour or sugar is to dip your measuring cup into the flour or sugar, okay? Do not do this. No, this is wrong. Lalai. The moment you do that, you are actually getting more than 1 cup of flour, okay? Because once you push your measuring cup into the flour, it compresses the flour, okay? That way you are scooping more. I hope you find this helpful. All right, guys, so that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting and liking my videos. I really appreciate your time. Until I come your way with something delicious, something yummy, something finger licking, something mouth watering, stay safe, stay out of trouble, be true to yourself, and to remember that life's greatest lessons are usually learned at the worst times and from the worst mistakes. I will see you again in my next one. Bye bye.